Welcome back to it, guys. It's time for another manga chapter review. Now this one I've been reviewing by chapters so I can catch up. I'm finally all caught up. This is the chapter released yesterday, time of recording, but because of me having to release videos for you guys to watch, me catching up to the series as well, this probably will be a week late, if not maybe even more. So this is going to be on the Ichinose Family's Deadly Sins chapter 38. When 39 releases, I will record it on time as well, but hopefully I'll release it on the week of. Now I am trying to release these videos on Wednesdays. Mondays are for Shoujo No, and then Fridays I'm gonna try eventually catch up completely with the Elusive Samurai, and hopefully release videos of that on Fridays. But as of right now, still reviewing big chunks of chapters for that one, and yeah, we'll hopefully eventually catch up on that one. I've been trying to catch up for a whole year on that series, and hopefully we will this time around. So okay, Shoujo No, the Ichinose Family Deadly Sins chapter 38. Before anything, subscribe to my channel, give some love by commenting, liking, and sharing. Check out my other reviews on it. Like I said, I have a lot of videos on it, chapter by chapter, and then eventually big chunks. So go watch those videos. And if you want to know where to read it, it's originally released on Shonen Jump here in the US, but you can probably find it other ways. I'm not sponsored by them, so find it other ways if you want. It's up to you. Okay, the Ichinose Family Deadly Sins chapter 38 starts with, or still focuses on Tsubasa and the whole weird thing going on with him and Sota. Now, Sota, again, was shown that it's his brother, actually, not a fake dad. And he is living with a woman and a kid, and they are essentially living a lie. They're like trying to be a happy family, and Tsubasa has figured out that they're not as perfect as they try to seem to be. Now, Tsubasa and Sota have a heartfelt talk again at the beginning of the chapter. Tsubasa's telling him that his friend came, and he's like, that's cool, like, but we got to be more careful with these interviews. I didn't realize that someone would have noticed from where we're from. Well, Tsubasa asks Sota, you know, why does it feel that that thing we had with our family feels the same way with this family, except something is off? And Sota doesn't really get the hint, and he goes, well, the problem was that our family is our family, and eventually with family you give each other for granted, whereas with strangers you really can't, right? And if you don't give yourself for granted, then you're always seeking for that happiness. And it's, in a way, it's a good descriptor, but at the same time it's like you're setting yourself for failure almost, and you kind of saying like there's no room for anything but that, which is kind of sad, to be honest. But that is then kind of counteracted with the whole Kenta. Now, Kenta's a little boy that Sota took in. He is seen by Tsubasa that he's been abusing other kids. And we kind of get a background story at the same time, a present story of Kenta. And Kenta essentially left his home, we find out in this chapter, because his mother was beating him because Kenta couldn't stop beating other kids. So the mom, for whatever reason, thought, I'm going to start spanking you as hard as you hit these other kids so that you can learn your lesson. Like, you're not a good kid. Like, you have to learn to not hurt other people. Now, I understand that's completely bad. He should not be doing that. And I'm not a person that thinks like you should spare the rod, but there is definitely a line that you shouldn't cross. And I felt like the mom was crossing that line. She was borderline beating the kid to take out her stress. And that's not really why you spank a kid. You don't release your stress that way. But she was. We, at the same time, are having a present story of Kenta essentially thinking to himself, before it was a bad thing, now it's seen as, well, he doesn't have a mom, he doesn't have, that love at home that he needs, so he's just releasing his stress some other ways. And even the boy being hit by Kenta is thinking these thoughts, like, oh yeah, it hurts, but it can't hurt more than what you're feeling, right? You are probably in so much pain, you're just reacting from your emotions. I'm not the problem, it's really just you. He's even thinking like, my mom is proud that I'm helping you with this. Like, it gets to a point where it's like, is he insane? But then Kenta beats him so hard, the kid starts crying. It's like, this actually really hurts. So he does confess to a teacher that Kenta's beating him. Teacher brings Sota in, is telling Sota that, this is what I was told, and Kenta was beating the kid. So the chapter ends with Sota confronting Kenta and saying, like, this is just a misunderstanding, right? You wouldn't hit someone, you wouldn't abuse a kid, right? And again, this entire time Kenta is having a flashback at the same time living the present. And he's doing the connections of Sota and his mom, how his mom reacted and how Sota reacted. And Sota essentially going against what Kenta was saying. His mom was going against what Kenta was saying, and Sota saying, like, you're a good kid. There must be a misunderstanding, right? And to put this a second behind, because at the end of the chapter, Kenta breaks down and tells Sota sorry, right? Almost confessing that, yes, I did it on purpose. But put that aside, parenting 101. And I'm not the best parent. I don't claim to be, someone that gives the best advice. But the advice that I've been given from other parents and other friends that are beyond my years of experience, some around the same time, that when a kid does any extent of bad, right? He's gotten in trouble. When you come in to confront the kid, you don't come in with, I've been told this, so I've already made up my mind. You don't give the choice, or you don't give them that mindset, I already made up my mind. Because at the end of the day, you still have to have a heart-to-heart talk to your child and hear their side out. The leader, parent, or whoever is telling you the story only knows half of the side, right? So you have to open up and give that space for your child to give their side and say, no, this is actually what happened. But if you come in with your mind set up already, like you're a bad kid, you did bad, I'm gonna spank you, whatever, it almost creates a distrust between the child and the father. And I think this was what happened with Kenta, is that his mom never gave him a chance to explain himself. That Kenta just like, okay, I'm gonna get hit anyways, or I'm gonna be seen as the bad guy anyways. Might as well be the bad guy, right? If I'm gonna be beat and do all that, might as well just play the part. But the right way is to give the space, give him a chance and say, yeah, you're a good kid. Tell me what actually happened. And Kenta tells them, like, sorry, like, I actually meant to do it. So I'm really interested to see what direction this goes. Because Sota is unknowingly doing it the healthy way. Now it all depends on how he reacts from this point. Because there's also, when a kid does confess that he did bad, there's also a healthy way and unhealthy way to react. So we'll see what happens in the next chapter. Oh gosh, next chapter. And I'm excited for it. I really am. Didn't think that I was going to get some parenting views from this series, to be honest. I guess I should have guessed, but oh well. Thank you guys so much for watching this. If you haven't done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Give some love by commenting, liking, and sharing. You guys can find me on social media in the description below, and give some love again by liking, and like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.